Right now at 5, the same type of crash happens at the same intersection for the second time in a week.
And we're going to see nice sunny skies over the next couple of days, but colder temperatures return this weekend. I'll have a look at your full forecast coming up.
Plus, a Kansas teenager gets stuck in a drainage pipe, leaving many people wondering how it even happened.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6 a.m. I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm meteorologist Donald O'Keefe. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday, January the 28th. And I know we've been saying all morning, we cannot believe how late into January it is already.
I know it seems to be flying by, and we've had all means of seasons all across January, and like winter finally showed its face this weekend to us.
You know, like I've been saying, I'm so sorry, guys, because I was the one who sat here begging for snow. You heard it, Chris heard it. I was like, I want snow so bad. I wanted a white Christmas. We had a 70-degree Christmas, which was nice in its own way. And then winter was like, you know what? You can have it, and gave us all of winter all at once. And I'm so sorry. It was more than I expected.
That's okay though, because despite it being on the colder side this past weekend and all the snow, I mean, people were out having fun, sledding and everything. So it definitely was pretty nice to see those kinds of events happening after all that snow.
Yeah, it's always fun to see that. But I am ready for these roads to get nice and cleared up. And I know they're not perfect right now.
No, they're not. I mean, we're on the colder side. Let's take a look at downtown Pittsburgh right now. You can see clear conditions in the sky, and the roadways, for the most part, the main roadways are looking a little bit better. However, there could still be some slick spots out there as well. And you can't really see me on the screen there, but that's okay. Taking a look at downtown Pittsburgh, you can see those roadways are looking a lot better. The main roadways are still going to probably have a few slick spots here or there. However, we're going to see those back roadways are going to be a little bit slicker and still have some snow and ice on them as well. Taking a look at US 69 at 400, not too bad out there. You can still see a little bit of that snow out there in one of those turning lanes. You can see that truck is pulling up. There is still a little bit of snow out there. 30-second range line, not too bad as well. People are starting to get up, do their morning routines, get their morning coffee. You're definitely going to need it because, like I said, it's going to be pretty cold out there. Take a look at our fog tracker. It looks pretty good across the region visibility wise. Do you remember this weekend it was pretty hard to see anything because of that snow, but things are looking a lot better. Taking a look outside, downtown Joplin, 10 degrees, 5 degrees in Pittsburgh. Like I said, on the colder side, all the way across the region, you can see temperatures anywhere from 2 degrees there in Parsons. You got 10 degrees in Joplin, 15 degrees down there in Bentonville. So you guys are a little bit warmer down there to the southeast, but temperatures are still in the single digits. Feel like temperatures across the region. These are wind chill values. We can still see 2 degrees below zero there in Fort Scott, 0 degrees in Neodesha. Show you guys are at 12 degrees, and Salem Springs you guys are at 16 degrees. So these are still cold, so make sure if you have any exposed skin, just bundle up. Make sure you don't have any of that exposed skin. Frostbite and hypothermia can set in very quick with those temperatures. Moving on through the morning into about noon, you can see temperatures in the upper 20s and lower 30s. It's going to be nice and sunny getting to Wednesday this afternoon. Now we're going to be warming up to about the mid 30s, even pushing 40 down there in the southeast. But we're going to see colder temperatures this weekend, and I'll have those full details coming up. There I am.
There you are, Donald. Well, thanks, Donald. Authorities respond to a T-bone crash on Missouri 43 last night. The exact same crash occurred less than a week ago at the same intersection. The collision happened at highway speeds when a large moving truck failed to yield at the intersection. Both drivers refused medical care on the scene. Well, Newton County prosecutors have charged Patricia Cotton of Seneca after allegations she supplied marijuana to her underage daughters. Police found messages, photos, and videos on the girls' phones showing marijuana use and possession at their home, including a photo of the juveniles and Cotton's younger son smoking what appeared to be a marijuana cigarette. Cotton faces charges for delivery of marijuana to minors under 17. Firefighters from the Cuba Fire Protection District respond to assist rescue of 2 horses from a frozen pond on Monday. The horses had walked onto the snow-covered ice and fallen through. Firemen broke through a path through the ice to lead the horses out of the water to the shore. The horses were taken to a dry barn, checked by a local veterinarian, and found to be in good condition. Well, Missouri is celebrating a milestone in road safety with traffic fatalities declining for the third straight year. Preliminary 2025 data shows 911 deaths on Missouri roads, down 5% from the previous year and a 14% drop over 3 years. Governor Mike Kehoe urges drivers to keep it up, buckling up, avoiding distractions, and slowing in work zones. The state launched the updated Show Me Zero plan, aiming for zero fatalities through education, enforcement, engineering, and emergency response. Well, this weather brings particularly dangerous conditions around bodies of water. Temperatures can drop even more near water, and frozen water may tempt some to try walking on it or participate in icy water social media trends. In Redding's Mill, Missouri, the fire district emphasizes that even trained professionals face serious risks when entering cold water. And those trained professionals include the Oklahoma City firefighters, who conducted crucial ice rescue training on Crystal Lake amid perfect freezing conditions. The team practiced specialized techniques for rescuing victims who fall through ice, using a unique inflatable boat designed to pull people up through a hole in the center. No lifting required. Officials emphasize this training is critical because ice in Oklahoma is rarely thick or safe enough to walk on.
Under no circumstances is it cold enough, long enough here in Oklahoma for the ice to be thick enough to get on.
The ice can be deceiving, especially with debris and grass concealing the water's edge, making it dangerous to venture too close. Well, a winter storm can often mean hunkering down and staying put. And for a freight company, that lost time can add up. One Southwest Missouri company has around 450 drivers. A lot of them got stuck in the storm, and some are still stuck in parts of Louisiana and northern Mississippi. The operations manager says the safety of their drivers is its top priority. And when they have a storm like this, the staff is always monitoring the weather and keeping watch over the drivers. Well, a Newton, Kansas teenager is rescued from a drainage pipe. Cale Chapman has the details.
Over the last several days, there's been one question on the minds of people in Newton, Kansas.
How did a 15-year-old get stuck in a drainage pipe like this one?
Kind of mind-boggled on how it even happened, to be honest.
On Saturday, Newton Fire and EMS posted this photo after they responded to a call from Sand Creek Station Golf Course where a 15-year-old was sledding and got stuck in an uncovered pipe.
Yeah, with the snow covering the ground, you've definitely got to be aware of your surroundings because you can't see what might be underneath the snow. Is it, frozen lake, or is it an open drainage hole?
Golf course staff are just as confused as everyone else. The course was closed that day, and General Manager Dustin Hausch says the drainage pipes, which are about a foot wide, should have grates covering them.
Yeah, my reaction initially was there's just no way a person could fit in there. I didn't think it was possible, so it seems to be kind of an incredible feat, and curious to how that happened.
While many people have made light of the situation,
How the heck? That's just insane.
Newton Fire Division Chief of Community Risk Reduction, Andy Harder, says the 15-year-old is lucky someone else was there to help.
Yeah, I firmly believe that that individual is only alive because somebody called for help. If we would have been looking for him without knowing where he was at, it would have been like looking for a needle in a haystack.
That's a look at this morning's top stories and weather coming up on the KOAM Morning News. Hundreds of thousands remain without power as ice-covered trees continue falling across the United States. Plus, some federal agents are leaving the Twin Cities as a high-ranking official arrives to manage operations. And colder temperatures are returning this week. Donald has a look at your weekly forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. Topping Nation Watch, an Arctic blast is delivering more cold weather to a large part of the country this week. That adds to the misery in parts of the South where trees and power lines are still encrusted in ice. Mississippi has more than 100,000 residents still without power, and the governor says every time they get a large group back online, another tree or limb comes down and does more damage. This couple in frigid Nashville is stuck home with no heat.
Lots of blankets. We have a ceramic pot and a candle underneath it to try to slightly stay warm. That's pretty much all we have. So we have a generator, but no heater.
More than 70 million Americans are still under extreme cold warnings. Places like Erie, Cleveland, and Detroit could see additional lake effect snow in the next couple of days, while New York City and Philadelphia will feel wind chills in the negative 20s and 30s. Well, some major shakeups with the Trump administration. Are happening after a second U.S. citizen was killed in Minnesota this month. The top border official is leaving the state and being sent back to his former role in California. President Trump says he wants to see an honest investigation into the death of Alex Preddy. Ian Lee has more.
Demonstrators in the Twin Cities are getting a bit of what they demanded. Some of the 800 Customs and Border Protection agents sent as part of a larger federal force are leaving, including Border Patrol Commander Gregory Bovino.
Any decrease in the numbers and the severity is just a huge relief to the community that's been suffering for months now.
Now on the ground, President Trump's border czar Tom Homan, sent to manage operations and work with local leaders.
He's meeting with the governor and he's meeting with the mayor.
President Trump says he'll be paying attention to the investigation into Alex Preddy's death. The 37-year-old intensive care nurse was shot and killed by agents on Saturday.
I'm going to be watching over it. I want a very honorable and honest investigation. I have to see it myself.
After meeting with Homan, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz reiterated his priorities: impartial investigations into the shooting deaths and a reduction in federal forces. Justice Department officials have said they are not investigating Renee Good's death. Minneapolis criminal defense attorney Rachel Moran says Preddy's case should be in the hands of state investigators.
It's not good practice to have the same agency that may have committed a crime investigating the crime.
Preddy's younger sister released a statement today, saying in part that the disgusting lies spread about her brother after his death were gut-wrenching, and that her family is grateful so many people have stood up and helped tell his truth. Ian Lee, CBS News, Minneapolis.
Sources tell CBS News that DHS Secretary Kristi Noem is under internal scrutiny by the White House and will shift her focus from interior operations to border security. Well, still to come, a film success leads to a toys line, while 3 writers see their musical dream realized. Plus, colder temperatures return this week. Donald has a look at your Wednesday forecast. Well, the K-pop Demon Hunters are back with a new doll collection, and TV character Casey Dutton returns to the Yellowstone franchise. Gwen Baumgarten has your Eye on Entertainment report.
First, a Netflix streaming record, then 2 Golden Globes. The success continues for K-pop Demon Hunters as Mattel launches a new toy range inspired by the film.
The music is something that we know really resonates with kids and with fans of all ages, so it just gave us really fertile ground for us to build just, again, this robust line of toys and collectibles.
The dolls were unveiled at this week's Nuremberg Toy Fair. They'll head to store shelves this summer. 3 decades of dedication finally paying off as Joe, the Little Women musical, premiered to a sold-out crowd in London's West End. The new musical was written in the 90s by 3 Los Angeles students inspired by the book Little Women.
Dawn and Christina and I met doing youth theater, and as you do in youth theater, let's write a musical.
They worked for years to launch the show, but say funding dried up after 9/11 and again during the pandemic. The 3 say seeing their musical come to life at London's iconic Royal Theatre feels like a pinch-me moment. Actor Luke Grimes is reviving the role of Casey Dutton in Yellowstone's latest spin-off series, Marshals.
Yellowstone's gone. Same for most of my family. And as for vengeance, Day's still young.
The series' newest trailer teases Casey's transition from one-time heir of the Dutton Ranch to a member of the U.S. Marshals Service. Marshals premieres March 1st on CBS and Paramount Plus. That's your eye on entertainment. Gwen Baumgardner, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Well, the Yellowstone world just continues to get bigger and bigger. Well, now here's Donald with a quick look at your forecast.
We're going to see pretty nice sunny skies over the next couple of days. We can see temperatures get up into the mid to upper 30s by tomorrow. And like I said, we're going to see colder temperatures by this weekend as a cold front's going to be pushing and dropping temperatures back into the upper teens and lower 20s. The overnight lows this weekend could even be back into the single digits. But there is hope in sight. We could be back into the lower 40s by next weekend. But let's enjoy this nice sunny skies before the cold returns this week. Well, that winter storm brought some snow to our area and also some colder temperatures. We're going to see nice sunny skies over the next couple of days, but we're still going to be on the colder side. Taking a look at downtown Pittsburgh, you can see mostly clear skies across the region. The roadways are definitely looking a lot better, especially those main roadways. We're seeing a lot more clearing, a lot of thanks to those road crews working around the clock to make sure that snow and ice is off the roadways. Taking a look at US 69 at Baxter Springs, snow is on the side. Obviously, you can still see we're still cold, so the snow is going to be sticking around for a while, but a lot of the main roadways are looking pretty good, but there is still some back roads that could possibly still have some snow and ice on them, so make sure you're just driving slow. Even on the main roadways, just make sure you're taking your time as well. There's no rush to get places. Give yourself enough time to stop at stop signs and stop lights. Give yourself about 3 to 5 car lengths behind the person in front of you. Just give yourself enough time to slow down, because there still could be some slick roadways because it has been so cold. That's why we can still see some ice on the roadways. 20th range line looks pretty good. People are starting to get out, do their morning routines, get their morning coffee. You're definitely going to need the warm hot coffee as well, because like I said, these cold temperatures are going to be lingering around for the morning. 32nd range line, not too bad. Like I said, roadways could still be a bit slick out there. Looking at our fog tracker, this is just visibility in general. We can see good visibility across the region. If you remember from this past weekend, everywhere was very, very difficult to see because of the snow. But right now, looking really good out there. Just reminder, keep driving safe and slow with those slicker roadways or slicker spots on the roadways. Take a look at our regional temperatures across the area. You can see pretty much the entire United States is in the basically the low teens to the low 20s across the region. It is still very cold. We're getting a little influx of winds from the southwest that will be warming things up a bit due to a high pressure system keeping things clear and convection and precipitation down. Temperatures across the region, we're seeing anywhere from 1 degrees there in Neodesay, 5 degrees in Yates Center, Iowa. You guys are at 3 degrees. Out here to the east, 15 degrees in Cassville. So out there to the southeast, you guys are a tad bit warmer. We're going to look at our feel-like temperatures. These are wind chill values. So if you are outside, do not have any exposed skin, you can still get frostbite and hypothermia with these kinds of temperatures. It is feeling like 3 degrees below zero there in Fort Scott. Joplin, you guys are at 11 degrees. 4 degrees out there to the west in Sedan, and out here to the southeast. It feels like 18 degrees there in Cassville, so still pretty cold out there. Let me take you through time. So by the time we get to noon today, we're going to have clear skies through the afternoon. We're going to get up to about the mid-30s for us, mid to upper 30s for us actually across the area, maybe even closer to 40 down there in the southeastern counties. Getting into Wednesday night, increasing cloud cover by Thursday morning. We can't rule out maybe just a few snow flurries as we're going to get some moisture in our area. And then also temperatures are going to be in the low 20s for us on Thursday morning. Getting into Thursday afternoon, we're going to start to see temperatures increase to the mid to upper 30s, even pushing close to 40 down there in the southern counties. You're going to be colder up to the north, staying in about the upper 20s, maybe even a few sprinkles down there in the southern counties due to it being on the warmer side. Moving into Thursday night, Friday morning, we're going to stay cold. There's going to be a cold front that's going to start pushing its way in Friday morning. Now temperatures are going to be in the mid-teens for us by Friday morning due to that cold front. Taking a look at your morning though, sunny skies through the day, getting up to a high at 29 degrees by 11 a.m. Looking at today, we're going to see sunny skies through the entire day, warming up to a high of 36 degrees. For tonight, we're going to drop down to 19 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. Luckily, those winds will be on the calmer side. Looking at tomorrow, warming up a bit, getting up to 38 degrees, partly cloudy skies. But then as we get into Thursday night, we're going to drop back down to 17 degrees, mostly cloudy skies. Remember, that cold front's going to be pushing in, dropping temperatures back down by Friday. Taking a look at our 7 to 10 day here, upper 30s through the week until we get to Friday. That cold front starts to push in, dropping temperatures back down into the 20s by the weekend. Overnight lows back to around 0 and below 0, but there is hope in sight. We might even see temperatures rebound back to the low 40s by next Wednesday. That's a look at your full forecast. Here is Sam with Health Watch.
Thanks, Donald. Wildfires are causing thousands of strokes across the U.S. An Emory University study found that wildfire smoke is reversing decades of improvements to air quality. While new technology is helping people with physical and neurological issues get back on their feet, Marley Ginter has more on the zero-gravity device.
Step by step,
we're going to cinch this up.
New technology is giving people with physical and neurological impairments the hope that they will one day walk naturally again.
I would say patients love it.
Dr. Ryan Ebersold is a physical therapist at Marshall Hospital, where they're demonstrating this zero-gravity robotic therapy device that allows patients to move around on foot without the fear of falling.
It just offloads a portion of a patient's body weight, allowing them to move a little bit freer.
The harness is connected to a grid in the ceiling, allowing protected movement across an entire room.
I found it very stabilizing. I felt that it helped me walk more normal.
I got polio when I was 3 years old. Once I got into it and I felt how snug it was and I did fall, it caught me right away.
Diane Marchese is hopeful that therapy will eventually allow her to move around without assistance.
I've been doing it now since October and I'm getting better and better. And my goal is to get out of here walking.
It's very impressive and it just gives them such an independence.
Harnessing new technology.
The little things, taking the stairs instead of the ramp, or being able to walk a little bit quicker, or just feeling like they're a little bit more balanced.
And offering a chance to change the lives of those who struggle to take a step. Marley Ginter, CBS News.
That's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 6:30, the Joplin Humane Society issues a call for help restocking a critical pantry.
And we're going to see sunny skies through the next couple of days, but cold temperatures return this weekend. I'll have those details coming up.
The Pittsburgh City Commission prepares to address a property tax issue. I'm Kenny Foreman, and I'll have more on that coming up.
The four states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6:31. I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm meteorologist Donald O'Keefe. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday, January 28th. It is a cold morning, but you know what? I did some Look Live hits out in the field earlier this week, and I just tell myself it's warmer than then. So every day's better.
Yeah, we're definitely improving. I mean, when you were outside, I mean, we were way below zero, like 10 degrees, 15 degrees below zero. Now things are improving a tad bit. I mean, we're going to see temperatures get a little better with those nice sunnier skies compared to this past weekend.
And you know, every day the roads are getting a little bit clearer. I'm a little less scared driving to work every morning, so that's also nice. But still want to be mindful, want to be careful. There's still slick spots. I saw them this morning. I'm sure people will still see them.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the main roadways are still looking pretty good. Let's take a look at downtown Pittsburgh right now. We're seeing clear conditions in the sky. The sun is slowly starting to come up. You can see that main road down Pittsburgh looking pretty good. There's some snow on the side of the road, but you can't see me right now. I am currently a ghost for the camera. There I am. Okay. So, like I said, we're seeing some pretty good conditions while driving on the main roads. However, there could still be some slick spots even on the main roads, and even those back roads could probably be a little bit more slicker due to the snow and ice, because snow crews have been working around the clock to clear out every road in the region. Taking a look at US 69 and Baxter Springs, you see a lot of the main roads are looking pretty good, but still give yourself enough time to slow down at stop signs and stop stoplights and enough space behind that person in front of you so you have time to slow down. US 69 at 400, you can see a roadway is looking good, but there is still some snow. You can see it, you can barely see it, but there is still some ice there, especially on the roadway. So just watch out for those little spotty areas. Taking a look at 32nd range line, looking pretty good. The cars are starting to get out. People are getting their morning routines going, getting that morning coffee. You probably want it hot because, like I said, temperatures are going to be still on the colder side this morning. Taking a look at our fog tracker, looks pretty good driving-wise visibility compared to how it was this weekend. You could barely see anything, but looking-wise, it looks good. Taking a look outside, 10 degrees in Joplin. Well, you can't really see Pittsburgh right now, but it's currently 5 degrees in Pittsburgh. There's that camera. Across the region right now, we're seeing temperatures anywhere from 1 degrees there in Neodesha, moving out to the east, 15 degrees in Cassville, so anywhere from about 1 degrees to 15 degrees, a little bit warmer out there to the southeast. Taking a look at our feel-like temperatures across the area, we're seeing anywhere from 3 degrees below zero there in Fort Scott, 16 degrees in Siloam Springs. That's a 19-degree difference, about 2 degrees there in Neodesha and 10 degrees in Columbus. So cold, make sure you're bundled up because temperatures are still going to be cold through the morning. Taking a look through today, this is noon. We're going to see clear skies. Temperatures are going to get up to about the the mid-30s, but we are going to see colder temperatures by this weekend. I'll have those details coming up.
Donald, thanks. The Joplin Humane Society needs your help to feed hungry pets. Positive Connections' mission is to keep pets with the families who love them by stocking a pet food pantry. However, supplies are at a critical low and they're in need of cat food and dog food.
We've come across a lot of elderly individuals who rely on like Meals on Wheels and things like that. And they will actually use that food that's intended for them to feed their pets. So as part of this program, we're able to help make sure that person is getting the nutrients they need and their pet is getting the nutrients they need as well.
There are many ways you can donate. You can find links to order specific items for Positive Connections at KOAMnewsnow.com. Well, community members gathered at the Joplin Library to honor the memory of Holocaust victims through powerful readings and reflection. January 27th marks the day Soviet troops liberated the Auschwitz concentration camp in 1945. Volunteers shared poems, dialogues from plays, and first-hand accounts of the Jewish people from the very beginning of the Holocaust.
The people who attended tonight know more than most do about the Holocaust. But we wanted to provide them with some extra perspectives from the point of view of the people who actually experienced it, historical documents that explain how such a horrible thing could come about.
The United Nations designated January 27th as International Holocaust Remembrance Day in 2005. Well, Pittsburgh property owners could soon see tax relief after a city budget mistake. The Pittsburgh City Commission held a meeting amid public concern over a recent hike in property taxes. KOAM's Kenny Foreman finds out how the city is planning to respond to the issue.
Pittsburgh residents received their property tax bill for 2026. They may have noticed that the number was unusually high. The city noticed this as well, prompting them to have a discussion.
It was an error that had never happened as long as I've been on the commission. I've been 12 plus years, and the way we fix it going forward, we'll make sure it never happens again.
The error? When the city submitted their budget to Crawford County to assess its valuation, they accounted for more items than the county asked for, resulting in an increased mill rate. It's a mistake that city manager Darren Hall says was simply clerical.
We read the instruction sheet and we interpreted it different, that we were supposed to leave those in. And so our staff left that in the total. So when the county got the number at the end of the year to give us our tax dollars, they in fact removed that number, and that created a higher mill rate than was intended when we submitted our budget.
At the end of the meeting, the commission approved an intent to lower the mill rate for 2027 by 1.152 mills. Mayor Chuck Munsell says while it might not seem like an easy task at the moment, he's urging everyone to have confidence that the mistake will be corrected.
We have to lower the mill back to original number. By doing this, we have to start out the 2027 budget with a negative of $207,000. We're not on track right now, but going forward, we, the commissioners, are going to be more involved in the budget process and be better stewards of the taxpayers' money.
The city manager says they plan on working more closely with the county before submitting the 2027 budget while maintaining confidence in the commission's abilities.
I think they did a good job the other day explaining kind of how we got here, and we understand that we need to do a better job with our own numbers as well. But I think the commission's taken a nice proactive step to correct the error and make it what we intended it to be when we submitted the budget, and we'll go from there next year.
In Pittsburgh, Kenny Foreman, KOAM News.
During the meeting, they discussed plans to improve computer software systems to assist with finances with hopes of improving accuracy in the future. That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. The president announces major tariff increases on a key trading partner. Plus, a major state governor launches an investigation into alleged censorship on a popular social media app. We'll have the latest. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. In Consumer Watch, President Trump says he's raising tariffs on South Korea because its legislature has not yet approved the trade deal the two countries reached last year. In a social media post, the president announced the tariffs on products like automobiles, lumber, and pharmaceuticals will increase from 15% to 25%. According to the latest census data for 2025, South Korea is the United States' 8th largest trading partner. The new American version of TikTok is already under scrutiny after some users accused the app of suppressing anti-ICE or anti-Trump content. Now California's governor says he's launching an investigation into the complaints. Kelly O'Grady has the details.
California Governor Gavin Newsom is taking aim at the popular social media app TikTok. Writing on X, "It's time to investigate. I am launching a review into whether TikTok is violating state law by censoring Trump-critical content." The Democrat said some users had complained they were barred from posting the phrase Epstein.
This is going to be American operated all the way.
It comes just days after ByteDance, TikTok's Chinese owner, said it had finalized a deal to set up a majority U.S.-owned joint venture that will secure U.S. data and avoid a ban here in the U.S. But since the announcement, users say they have noticed a change.
TikTok is now censoring our content a lot more now.
TikTok USA is broken.
What in the is going on with my FYP?
Over the weekend, TikTok users reported seeing the same videos repeating on their For You page, some content not displaying, and new posts getting 0 views. Other users also accused the app of censorship, claiming videos critical of ICE and the recent killing of Alex Preddy was what caused the difficulties to post.
We are posting factual, political information, and they are censoring our content.
But TikTok denied those claims and says the glitches users experienced were due to a power outage at a U.S. data center. In a statement, they said, quote, "We've publicly confirmed we're having ongoing technical issues impacting all U.S. users. It would be inaccurate to report that this is anything but the technical issues we've publicly confirmed."
Now, it's important to note that this deal for the U.S. portion of TikTok was just finalized last week, so it will likely take some time for any real changes to flow through to the app. Kelly O'Grady, CBS News, New York.
That's it for Consumer Watch. And now here's Donald with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we're going to see nice sunny skies today. Temperatures are going to get up to about 36 degrees. We're going to drop down back into the mid-teens for tonight with increasing clouds. For tomorrow, we're going to get up to 38 degrees, nice sunny skies as well. But we're going to see a cold front push in this weekend. That's going to be dropping temperatures back down into the 20s. Even those overnight lows this weekend could be back to around 0, even below 0. But there is hope in sight. We could see temperatures rebound back into the upper 30s and low 40s by next weekend. But let's enjoy these nice sunny skies while they're here before we start to drop off temperature-wise by this weekend.
Well, it's our favorite time of the day. It's when we get to celebrate some birthdays here on the KOAM Morning Show. We're going to start off in Carterville, Missouri, where Lyric Smith is celebrating birthday number 1. It says, "Love from your mom, dad, and Uriah. Happy birthday, Lyric."
In Oswego, Kansas, Rebecca Fees has a birthday today. She's turning 7 years old. And the note says, "Happy birthday, love mom, dad, brothers, Nana, and the Ack family. Happy birthday."
In Joplin, Missouri, Kyler Drayling is celebrating birthday number 28. Happy birthday, Kyler.
In Fredonia, Kansas, Tasha Myers has a birthday today, turning 49. Happy birthday.
And in Baxter Springs, Kansas, Chad Allen is celebrating birthday number 50. Happy birthday, Chad.
In Crestland, Kansas, Randy Alsop has a birthday today, turning 68. Happy birthday.
And Danny Borey is celebrating another year older and wiser. Happy birthday, Danny. We always love getting to celebrate birthdays with you, and here's some important information you'll want to know. If you want us to celebrate with you on your special day, make sure to send those photos, birthdays, and anniversaries to this email on your screen. It's birthdays@KOAMnewsnow.com. But also make sure you pay plenty of attention to the deadline on your screen, so that way we can make sure we get it in plenty of time to celebrate you or your loved one's special day.
And happy birthday to anybody that's celebrating their birthday today as well. It's actually going to be a pretty decent day to have a birthday. Temperatures are going to be a little bit on the warmer side compared to how it was over the weekend, and it's going to be nice and sunny. Take a look at downtown Pittsburgh. You can see the sun starting to come up. You can see the nice, beautiful colors of the sunrise starting to peek over the horizon. Looking at the roadways, definitely looking a lot better than how it has been over the last couple of days, but there still could be some slick spots out there as well. US 69 at Baxter Springs, you can see the snow on the side of the roadways, but the road crews have been working night and day to make sure these roadways are looking pretty good. But again, there could still be some slick spots even on the main roadway, so make sure you're giving yourself enough time to slow down to stop signs and stop lights. And if there's a car in front of you, make sure you get at least 3 to 5 car lengths behind them. Just give yourself enough time to slow down, because like I said, there could still be random spots of ice and snow. 20th range line, not looking too bad either. Not too busy at this moment. People are starting to get out the door, get their morning routines going, get their morning coffee. You probably want a hot coffee because, like I said, temperatures are still going to be on the colder side. 32nd range line, not looking too bad. The camera is a bit fuzzy. That's just the camera itself. Taking a look at our fog tracker, this is visibility across the region. We're seeing pretty good visibility conditions all across the area, and that's a lot better than what we saw over the weekend. You remember there was definitely almost zero visibility all the way across the area, so looking pretty good. So we mentioned that it is going to be a bit warmer over the next couple of days, and then there is a cold front that's going to be pushing in this weekend, dropping temperatures down. But right now we're getting a little influx of warmer winds out of the southwest, mixing with some winds out of the north. So like I said, it's going to warm things up a bit, but not to what we probably want it to be, but definitely better than this past weekend. Temperatures across the regions right now, we got 3 degrees there in Iola, 2 degrees in Neodesha, 2 degrees there in Parsons, 10 degrees in Joplin. Moving on to Cassville, you guys are at 16 degrees and 16 down there in Bentonville. So a little bit warmer down there to the southeast and colder out there to the west. Taking a look at our feel-like temperatures, this is what it feels like on your skin. If you have any exposed skin this morning when you're going outside, make sure to cover it up, because frostbite and hypothermia can set in very quickly, even with how cold it is right now. Feel-like temperatures across the area, feels like 2 degrees below zero there at Independence, 5 degrees there in Yates Center, 1 degree there below zero in Fort Scott. Moving on to the east, 19 degrees, it feels like 19 degrees there in Cassville. So a little bit warmer out there to the southeast as you guys are getting a little bit more of that warmer air. Taking a look through time, this is today at noon. We're going to see clear, nice, sunny skies. We're going to have temperatures warm up to about the mid to upper 30s for us, even closer to 40 down there in the southeastern counties. And as we go through Wednesday night, we're going to have increasing cloud cover. Can't rule out maybe a few snow flurries out there, just very scattered. Won't really be any accumulation like there was this past weekend. Temperatures Thursday morning will be in the low 20s, getting through Thursday morning to about noon. Still, we might even see some snow flurries up there to the north. That's where most of the colder air is going to be staying. But down to the south, we can have temperatures in the low 40s. That's very extreme far south as well. But the average temperatures across the region for us on Thursday will be about the mid 30s, and like we can see possibly warmer temperatures down there to the southeast. Maybe even Thursday afternoon, seeing a few sprinkles as well due to some moisture and it being on the warmer side, especially down there in those southern counties. Moving into Friday morning, a cold front's going to be pushing its way in, dropping temperatures down for us into the mid-teens for us on Friday morning and increasing that cloud cover as well. Starting your day today, though, we're going to see nice sunny skies through the morning, getting up to 29 degrees by 11 a.m. Our high for today is going to be 36 degrees, nice and sunny. Winds are going to be on the calmer side. Looking at tonight, we're going to drop down to a low of 19 degrees, increasing clouds, mostly cloudy skies overnight tonight. Winds still going to be on the calmer side. Planning for tomorrow, a little bit warmer, getting up to 38 degrees, partly cloudy skies. Moving on into tomorrow night, 17 degrees for an overnight low, increasing clouds. And remember, like I said, Thursday night into Friday, we can see that cold front pushing in, bringing colder temperatures to our region. Take a look at our 10-day, 36 degrees today, 38 degrees for tomorrow, Friday 31. Then that cold front starts to push in. We're going to see temperatures drop into the mid to low 20s this weekend. Those overnight lows Saturday and Sunday could be below zero and into the single digits because of that cold front that's going to be pushing in. But there is hope in sight. We can see temperatures rebound back into the low 40s by the middle of next week. Well, that's a look at your full forecast. Coming up when the KOM Morning News switches on over to Fox 14, this new fragrance takes the cake.
This is your Wake Up Recap for January 28th. Your top stories to start your day. Well, a crash last night on Missouri 43 is the exact same crash occurring less than a week ago at the same intersection. The collision happened at highway speeds when a large moving truck failed to yield at the intersection. Both drivers refused medical care at the scene. Newton County prosecutors have charged Patricia Cotton of Seneca after allegations she supplied marijuana to her underage daughters. Police found messages, photos, and videos on the girls' phones showing marijuana use and possession at their home, including a photo of the juveniles and Cotton's younger son smoking what appeared to be a marijuana cigarette. Cotton faces charges for delivery of marijuana to minors under 17. That's a check of today's Wake Up Recap.
Well, we're going to see nice sunny conditions through the week. Temperatures getting up into the mid to upper 30s until about Friday when a cold front pushes in, dropping those temperatures back down into the 20s. And we can also see overnight lows below zero again. But there is hope in sight. We can see temperatures rebound back into the low 40s by next week. But it's going to be pretty nice and sunny despite it being a little bit warmer over the next couple of days.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice having the sun out. It's nice that things are beginning to melt. I'm not excited about, possible cool down again. But, we're enjoying that snow. Well, thanks, Donald. Coming up today at noon, we're making cauliflower griddle cakes in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Your morning news continues on the KOAM with CBS Mornings. The IRS is now accepting tax returns. Coming up next, Jill Slelsingers, shares some important changes that could help you get a bigger refund.
Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14, where your only local morning news continues. This morning, Michelle Brocksterman is here for Wildcat Wednesday, ready to tell us about PAX tools that help to improve relationships and reduce everyday stress.
Plus, Josh Novak is here to tell us about this year's Arcana Neo Show with exciting guests from big-name comic book artists from here in the 4 states to Star Trek's Chase Masterson. But that'll wrap it up for now. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.
And we'll see you today at noon.